how do we increase placements for our special needs population. So partnering with our therapeutic foster care providers and making sure that kids who needed that more intense, more wraparound services, better family home placements, we were able to work with them and get children placed in more therapeutic foster homes. Again, there's more work to be done, but we've already started that. And then looking at our kids who are in our institutional placements, acute and subacute, psychiatric, residential. As many of you know from budget, last year we spent over $8 million on institutional placements. Those are for children who are placed in residential placements where Medicaid has determined that it's no longer medically necessary, but because of whether they're behaviorally complex or their special needs, DCFS was not able to find another placement and they were stuck in an institution, and those funds were paid by state general revenue. Not only, it's not just about money, but it's about what's good for those kids. We placed an emphasis on getting those children in more appropriate lower level settings, and we began tracking it. As of July 1st, we had 89 children, quote, stuck in an institution more than 30 days where Medicaid had said it's no longer medically necessary. As of November 3rd, we had 53. And that was working through therapeutic foster homes, ensuring that's doing a lot of training with staff. There were several other things that happened, but another big initiative that started this month to help continue to decrease that number is we worked with Medicaid. Medicaid had some CHIP admin funds, 100% federal funds, and we're able to come to the table and present a proposal to federal CMS so that we can provide intensive home and community-based services so that when those children move from an institution to a lower level setting, we were able to use Medicaid dollars to wrap around that family, not just the child, but the family to make that placement more successful. So CMS approved that. We worked with Division of Behavioral Health, and Division of Behavioral Health has been able to go to their providers who are already providing some of these services and put some additional dollars in there so that we can continue to move these children out of high-level settings to lower-level, more appropriate settings. So we're very thankful for our partners at DHS. The caveat is this is just a one-year program. So the plan would be that as the behavioral health transformation occurs, then these services would be part of the spectrum for Arkansas, and we would be able to fund these services through the Medicaid program. And when we're looking at placements, we began to track immediately. So I mentioned the acute placement tracking. We also started tracking everything related to placements, and not just tracking it, but setting goals. So each month, by the 15th of the month, HCA, who's here, also helps with this. They provide the charts and graphs related to placements. We track the number of foster children, number of foster homes, relative placements. As you all know, that was a priority, and we have continued to increase the number of relative placements in each area. We track therapeutic foster homes open, out-of-home placement settings for children, children in family-like settings, emergency shelters for 10 and under, and also residential care for 10 and under, because we believe that young children, if they have to go in emergency shelter, should only be there for a short time until we can find a more permanent placement, because that's what an emergency shelter is supposed to be, a short-term placement until we can get the child in a more appropriate setting. So children 10 and under, if necessary, can still go in an emergency shelter, but after 10 days, staff has to get permission to continue to leave them there. We do give permission, but it's a conversation with the staff about what have we done to find a family? Have you looked at the foster homes in your area? What have you done to look at relatives? Where are fictive kin? So really making sure that that conversation is happening within 10 days and not 45 days or an extension at 90 days, which we have previously been seeing. So we have these that we track monthly, and then we also have each area, each DCFS area, we have 10 areas. We do the charts and graphs for each area and individual goals for each area. So not just tracking, but working towards a goal. We've worked hard on improving communication with our foster parents. We believe, and the national experts agree with us, the most effective way to find foster homes is through foster parents. And I quickly realized when I have several foster parent friends and thought about them, would they be willing to go out there and recruit foster parents for us? And my answer 6 months ago was probably not, because they hadn't felt supported. And so we made supporting foster parents a goal. We've done statewide training. We have a person at central office who's designated to take foster parent complaints. We've had multiple trainings with not only the resource staff, but foster care staff. We've increased communication with foster parents, so there's a weekly email about hot topics, and then we've also enabled our local staff to be able to communicate with the foster parents in their area via email. We did some other online, we call it the portal, but it's basically a place that foster parents can go and then get information that's related to them.